Good evening, my name is Garrett, and welcome to The Last Call. Tonight's final drink is from 5 and 20 Spirits. This is their straight rye whiskey, coming in at a 45% ABV, at least 2 years old. Now, for full disclosure, I reached out to 5 and 20 Spirits for a review sample. They were kind enough to send this over for us to take a look at and to review. So just keeping that transparency open. So 5 and 20 Spirits is actually based out of New York, where they're not only working on the brewery side of things, but they're also honing in quite a few different spirits as well. This I'm really excited about because last year I got to talk about their bourbon, and I really enjoyed it, and I plan to revisit that one as well. But they tell us a lot of good information about their rye. First of all, it is comprised of 80% New York rye and 20% New York barley. So using local grains for them was always a big plus in my book. This is also being made in a copper pot. They're distilling it themselves, bottling it, all that kind of good stuff. I love seeing a craft distillery not only using what's around them, but putting in that work to really showcase what they can do in today's markets. So, with that great information, let's hop into the spirit itself. And as always, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, hang around for a bit, become a member if you'd like. I do have some spirits that I'm reviewing from 5 and 20. When those are all live, they'll be linked up above and down below, along with a link to their website, so you can check out more about the products themselves and maybe even purchase it or track down a bottle for yourself. I do love their bottle shape. This kind of a big old square look to it. Love it. You're letting that spirit really be showcased in there. And I'll give them credit. For 24 months on that color, it looks really darn good. Oh, that was a great pop. There we go. Look at that. Yeah, showcases in the glass very well. Look at that. Beautiful dark colors. Almost like a dark oaky kind of a mahogany with a little bit of an orange hue going on. Alrighty, let's go for notes. Ooh, that is a beautiful rye already on the nose. You're getting a lot of those grain notes, kind of spicy and herbalness. If you've had a lot of ryes, you definitely kind of get composed to the herbal medicinal mix that rye tends to bring, especially if you're from Indiana. But here you don't get really the medicinal side or any kind of dilly notes. You're getting that raw kind of grain rye note going on. And there is a bit of what I call the craft note in here, which is a well shellacked piece of antique furniture. You know, you go into kind of one of those upscale shops and there's beautiful furniture all over the place. It's well kept and it's just got this bit of varnish kind of shellac over everything. But the rye grain here is beautiful. It's soft yet spicy to it. Get a nice bit of vanilla going on from the cask itself, a little charriness from the oak. Yeah, a little bit of wood sugar starting to show up now. And there's a light bit of fruitiness in there. My brain's wanting to say almost like cherry. Like a little wisp of cherry in here. Not heavy-handed, but there's a little wisp of like a sweet tart cherry. No ABV, there's nothing harsh, there's no off notes. Overall, just a beautiful nose. Very spicy, oaky, it's rich, and it's got a little bit of vanilla creaminess showing up here as well. Yeah, that's good. Let's go for a sip. Oh yeah, gorgeous spiciness on the palate. For 2 years old, it doesn't come across super youthful, and I give it credit because New York's climate can be a little strange. The spiciness in here is not overbearing, but just enough rye grain going on. Using that pot still kept a lot of those flavors and kept that oiliness that you're kind of wanting for that cling. That tart cherry is showing up for me as well. It's spicy, it's oaky, it's exactly what I wanted. Oh, this is good. I like the sweet characteristics going on in here. That little bit of vanilla is playing with the spices from the cask itself. And even with my second sip here, the rye notes that are in there are getting very mellow. Not that they're getting lost, but they're kind of softening things out to be a really good introduction to rye whiskey. I know a lot of people are dancing into the rye section right now because they're getting kind of, oh, what's rye got to offer? And already on the taste, this gives you those rye characteristics without being that big slap in the face of the herbal, the medicinal, the big spiciness from things. Because that oak cask and the type of grain they're using on that really is kind of softer than your typical rye, and I like that a lot. That little bit of that craft note that I was getting, the kind of antique furniture note, is showing up on the taste, so it's got a little waxiness in there from the barley, and you're actually getting a little bit of the barley on the taste as well. So you're getting both that rye grain, but you're also getting that waxiness from the barley as well. It's super easy to drink. This would be a great example of something you could use as a cocktail mixer, wanting to do like a Manhattan. But for me, that just sipping on neat is a beautiful introduction to craft spirits and craft rye. I mean, it's just got that light bit of fruitiness in there that kind of helps just break up the grain notes going on. And I think it's just got a great palate to it. The linger just has that light bit of spiciness that you want to remind you kind of that you're having a rye whiskey. It's just well-rounded, especially for that age. You see a lot of things kind of miss the ballpark on that. It's definitely a good pour. I like that a lot. Alrighty, let's talk about grading. Well, you know what? Average pricing on us tends to be right in that mid-30s, so like $34 to $37. And with that flavor profile, using local grains, to your age statement, you're transparent about your process and what you're doing, B+ in my book. I think it's a great example of craft being craft. And the palate does not lead you to believe necessarily that it's youthful. It brings across just a gorgeous spiciness, that well-rounded barley notes helping things out. And again, I just think it's a great example of a rye whiskey that you're looking at this kind of step into. Maybe you don't want to jump up to the big, bold Indiana ryes, especially because they're herbal medicinal. This is bringing across some gorgeously soft notes that is approachable and, in my opinion, well deserved of giving a try if you can pick one of these up. And again, if you're interested in learning more about 5 and 20 spirits and their offerings, a link to their website will be down in the description area below. Go show them some love. So yeah, there you have it, folks. 5 and 20 spirits, straight rye whiskey. If you have any questions about the bottle itself, let me know down in the comment section below. I will do my best to answer it. And if you have any specific spirits I should go looking for, also let me know down below. Love doing these reviews and sharing with you the experience at home. And as always, may your last drink of the night be the best one.
You know, and I really like it might